how the idea of a one nation, one ration card will be operationalized. We're in the middle of a crisis. How soon do you believe that you will be able to introduce national portability of the ration card, sir?
Already, as you know, in many states, PDS digitization is complete in 23 states. So 63 crore ration card users are already covered. And what they will do is, they are already putting their fingerprints to take the ration every month. And this they will continue it, and they will go ahead with technological developments. Now what we have to make is only that one person, you have to issue immediate second card. So when he comes back, the migrant worker will finally come back within 1 or 2 months. So when he comes back, he will get his ration and family will get their ration. So this was major difficulty. Now that has been removed. This is one nation, one ration card.
Prakash ji, the other big announcement made by the government is the idea that even if you don't have a ration card, you can still be a beneficiary of government food grains through the PDS system. Now, from Raghuram Rajan to Abhijit Banerjee, Arvind Subramaniam, Mr. Piketty, several economists in India, worldwide have been pushing the government for 7 weeks to do this. Derai Durustai, it's a great idea that you've done it. Could this have been done earlier? May this have made life for some of those people?
It is not about Derai Durustai.
Sir.
It is about non-ration card holders. They will also now get 10 kg because 2 months, 5 kg each. So 10 kg rice or wheat and 1 kg of dal. So this is what they are going to get. So first time in the history, non-ration card holders will also get completely free ration.
No, so that's the question I'm asking, Prakashji. Could this have been done earlier? The government's now pushing through, but there's a lot of distress, as you've seen pictures from all across the country. People terribly badly off. Sir.
Already we had distributed 11,000 crore rupees to the states in the form of SDRF, and all states were expected to arrange for shelter, food and other requirements. And let me tell you, there were wonderful NGO and people's participation in giving food to the needy. So wherever the state governments were successful in bringing all into the fold, there was no issue. Where there was no success, then there were some people who were not getting food. Otherwise, people have given food even on stopping now also. When they walk, NGOs stop them, give them food, and then they go ahead. So this is also what is happening. This is the society taking care of its own people. And at the same time, this was the 11,000 crore are already passed on, and from there they are expected to provide all these services.
So now one of the big challenges is to restart the economy, get industry up and running. A lot of the laborers, the workers are going back or have reached their villages. How do you intend to deal with this challenge? You want to get industry up and running, but a lot of the laborers are now back in their villages.
Rahul, this is really, I feel this is the real irony. When Prime Minister was saying that stay at home because industry will start and you will get employment, all you people in media started saying that arrange them for railways, arrange them for buses. Now states have done, center has done, and now when they are going back, now you are saying how the industry will get labor. So you can't have both, no, at the same time. But with 30% labor force they will start, and I am very sure I have got reverse migration also. In Hyderabad yesterday there was one train from Jharkhand, Bihar, which has come there, or from UP probably. One train has returned to Jharkhand with all the labours of one factory.
So that's an important idea. How satisfied are you with the manner in which India has dealt with the pandemic so far? The rate of doubling now at 17 days, which is the slowest it's been since the problem started. Are you getting a sense of confidence that maybe we'll be able to not have as bad a time as some of the other countries internationally, Mr. Javadekar?
See what the advanced economies have gone through, be it America, England, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Iran, Colombia, Brazil, what they have gone through, and India has definitely managed better because of stricter lockdown and at the right time lockdown without any confusion. That was the real factor for survival of people and no deaths in any comparison to any, and nobody should actually die. But this is what has happened, and India was able to minimize its losses.
Can you give us some insights into what to expect post the 17th of May? Different states have already sent and vocalized their ideas. How are you seeing what lockdown 4.0 could look like, Mr. Javadekar?
I will not, I don't guesstimate anything, but I am very sure that it will be more liberal things, more things will be allowed, more normal economic activities will be allowed, and congregation and physical distancing will be maintained. So that should be the basic two parameters under which the activities will be allowed. In containment zone, definitely the restrictions would stay, but this is what is likely to come up. I am not giving the final picture because that will be decided within 1 or 2 days, because already he has discussed with chief ministers. Already there are a number of suggestions and the empirical evidence. Based on that only the decision will be taken.
You spoke of labour. The Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh has just put out a press release. They came on India Today, spoke to us, saying there will be a national agitation against the state government's move to suspend labour laws in UP, MP and Gujarat. They are demanding that your government withdraw the suspension of labour laws.
See, states, labour is a state subject, and states have right to change or bring in changes to the labour laws, but those state governments will definitely have dialogue with all the unions, and so I don't think the crisis will go to an extent where it stands still, because now everybody understands that this is the national crisis hour, so nobody will strike work, but there will be intensive discussions, and that is a fine thing in democracy.
So one of the government's key ideas is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Questions are being asked, how is this idea different from the Make in India idea that the government's been pushing? What exactly, according to you, is the definition and the concept behind an Atmanirbhar Bharat?
I'll tell you what is Make in India. Make in India is inviting people not only of Indian origin but others also to come, invest, innovate and make in India and sell with pride as made in India. So that is the whole vision of Make in India. So that is a small part of the story. Then Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar is what Mahatma Gandhi used to say, Swavalambi Bharat, but it is not exclusionist or it is not isolationist. It is a wider perspective of life and development of the nation, where you are making yourself ready, less import dependent. That is what the key is.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.